You know when you break up with someone, some time passes, and then you get that hopeful craving of getting back with the person that made your life a living hell? You're dismissing the memories of that living hell, of course, or you think you've gained a new perspective that'll surely get rid of any potential of that living hell coming back to life again. So you do get back with that person, only to realize that you're actually not the problem.
How did you do that?
Why are you doing this to me?
What am I doing? You're the one that's screaming. I was just playing music.
You know what? You're fucking with me. This isn't sneaky fun.
No, I'm solo. Beth, calm down.
To be fair though, this isn't as bad as my ex. I mean, at least she was being honest with him.
I wrote this for you.
This fucking sucks. This is retarded.
Okay.
Honesty is key. In any relationship, but especially in one where you're so excited over each other's presence that you're too comfortable doing whatever around whoever, whenever, and wherever.
Okay. That's enough of that now, kids. Come on, yes. No, it's not fun. It's weird.
Yet, you're too uncomfortable with saying what's on your mind so that you don't potentially fuck up that lovely vibe. With no lack of actual fucking though, that's a given, I guess. Jeff Bayena's tone and style of comedy is very much up my alley. I relate to a lot of what I think he's expressing, while either having a huge smile on my face for extended periods of time, or just straight up bursting out with a genuine giggle over each absurdist gag or line of dialogue. I thought Horse Girl communicated a heartwarmingly endearing message, while Life After Beth stumped around with some rather brutal indications of pent-up emotions surrounding mere potential as opposed to actual experiences. Either way, delivering a radically satisfying sense of cathartic justice, in terms of grasping that individual peace of mind, thanks to the brutal expression of one's peace of mind. See what I did there?
Jesus,
What
Kyle!
are you doing? Are you fucking your scarf?
No.
Yeah, you are. You're fucking your scarf.
It's my dead girlfriend's scarf, okay? She's dead. Do you know what that's like? I was just...
The very first few shots show Beth walking around an open forest in which she dies, as the title confirms. We get introduced to life after Beth, so we get dragged into this clouded yet somewhat predictable plot revolving around some rather absurd revelations surrounding people going through their process of grieving. The dead rose from their graves, cause I guess the dead don't die. Ah shit, it's the Polish title, so this gag doesn't really work. But as I said, the dead don't die. Even when they're literally or metaphorically dead to someone, they return anyway in this absurd reality, which eventually turns out to be a darkly comical metaphor in its bizarrely entertaining functionality.
Kyle, that's your brother. Where's my Xanax?
Drop the gun, okay? I never died. You have to have died first, you douchebag. How could I be one of them?
What happened to all the love stuff?
It's not your fault. This is a confusing situation.
I came over for a little visit. My grandson pulled a gun on me.
The film essentially breaks even its own rules in regards to the reality it establishes, breaking into farcical detours here and there before escalating into a full-on farce encapsulating this fittingly absurd world. What's that? You go back with your ex? The one that in the end was essentially dead to you? Well then, better prepare for your whole world to be all fucked up. As I said, it's all primarily a metaphor. At least it is to me. Makes the viewing experience a lot more satisfying. You see, it's not so much about your temporarily arbitrary perceptions, but rather the fact that your choices will not only affect you, but also everyone around you. The one you craved so badly will infect your life so sadly as she re-enters it in full force, like the tumor she is, and always was. Do you really want to put your own family's health and safety at risk, while contributing to the degradation of her family simply by being a part of it? All for the sake of a backhanded craving? I know it's important to think about yourself, but realistically, you really need to think about everyone and everything else beforehand. When you finally get rid of that tumor for good, you can finally start to experience life in a new light. So the actual life after Beth begins at the end. I love that closing shot, by the way. Pretty sure those last seconds would suffice as an outtake, but are left in regardless. Although, maybe the upbeat naturalism was intended. Can't be completely sure, which is why I love such irreverent quirks. Watching this for the second time last month felt so necessary. I always sway to optimism fueled by silent forgiveness, which tends to sideline that crucial type of objective awareness. You know the one that keeps you sane by keeping your choices in check.
Good morning.
Look who's got his appetite back. All that pool watching.
You're up pretty early, son.
Or was it really, really late? I mean, it's all relative, you know?
Not really, though.
Well, it's like, there's no past, no future, no up or no down, no dead or alive. Jesus realized this.
It's October now, probably my favorite month of the year, so ideally I should be moving forward with everything. I really wanted to cover something horror related for this Halloween month, so I covered the most universal as well as arguably the greatest horror known to man. The horror of whatever this thing called love really is. Nah, I'm just playing. Love is great. As long as it's not romantic.